broadcast from Mid and North Paris Mind. And if you look on their Facebook page, there's lots of details about other things that you can access, other courses and other online videos from other teachers. So welcome again to Tai Chi. And let's just drop into our bodies just by bringing our attention into our body and into our breathing. And let's just go through the first couple of exercises together. And let's just do it for a little longer than we've done in previous episodes. So we're not so interested in doing lots and lots of exercises. Let's have a look at a little bit more closely at just a couple of the exercises and see what happens when we absolutely bring our attention in there. So if you've got your bare feet, is great if you're able to do that. If you've got your belt or the top button of your jeans nice and loose so your tummy can breathe, and that you're standing shoulder width apart like we do, and with your knees unlocked so that it just tilts your pelvis so the base of your spine falls vertical, and you come off the hard bone connection in the knee and into the soft tissue, the muscles and the ligaments. And it has this feel of springiness or buoyancy and connectedness into the ground. So that instead of us standing stiffly and sort of disconnected from the ground, then we're in this position when we just come off the lock on the knee, and it's only a little movement like this far. You just come off that locked position, and we can actually get to a place where we can release the weight into the ground. So we can listen for this as we're going through the exercise. And the first exercise is just this one where we breathe in and we bring our arms up to shoulder height, and then we let them just fall down as we breathe out. So just doing this with me, breathing in, breathing out. So as you do this, you're actually aware of your breath coming in and leaving your body. If your nose is clear, then breathing through the nose, breathing out through the nose. So as we breathe in, it's like there's a big inflatable ball here, or a big balloon if you like, and as we breathe in, the arms just ride up on top of it, and as we breathe out, they just roll down on top of it as it deflates. So it breathes your hands up, and your hands relax back down as you breathe out. You breathe in, you allow the breath to fill your body. As you breathe out, you let everything that's heavy sink down through your structure into the ground. We just relax the knees even further as we sink down so they're more bent, and then we push down in the ground to stand up. And if you're comfortable to just do this with your eyes closed, then try that. If not, then just pick a space just sort of 5 or 6 feet in front of you on the ground, on the floor, so that you just keep your place, your gaze in one position so that you can put your attention more clearly into your body. Let go of your arms as you breathe out so that there's no tension building up in the shoulders or in the upper chest. So a good place to put your attention is in the soles of your feet. As you're aware of your breathing, and then let's just move into the second exercise where we broaden the chest. When we breathe in, we fill the body. As we breathe out, we let everything sink into the floor, into the ground. We're not interested in anything else except the attention to the breathing, so that you're aware of your breath as much as you can be throughout this movement. And the movement of the body. how the body feels as you move through this exercise. So that you synchronise the breathing in, so that this is breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, this is breathing out. So the breathing in begins as soon as we begin to push up from here. The out breath begins as soon as we start to relax down. And then let's look at just gently turning the waist on its axis with the exercise of, let's go for turning to gaze at the moon. So let's just start to do that. So we breathe into the central position, and then we turn the waist and we turn to gaze at the moon. So that's breathing out. Breathing in is as soon as we start to come back. And breathing out as soon as we start to turn to the side. Breathing in, breathing out. For me, there's a sinking down as we breathe in, sort of a gathering, and then a standing up and turning to gaze at the moon as we breathe out. So again, we're synchronizing the beginning of the breath and the end of the breath with the beginning and the end of the movements. So this is the beginning of breathing out. This is the beginning of breathing in, breathing out. Nothing to think about. Just being aware from a still place within yourself that doesn't need to say anything about these movements. Just dropping into the movement. Just coming into the space where we're just simply here, we're just simply aware. Let the arms go. So while we're doing that exercise, you start to feel your shoulders begin to ache. The thing to do without that is just to drop your elbows down, because when you drop your elbow down, then it brings your shoulder down, and your shoulders won't ache as you have them in the air, because we have them in the air quite a lot in the exercises. So there's a real tip, just make sure that the elbows are down, not up here. Nicely relaxed, it'll bring the shoulder down. So it's really good for easing these muscles along the backs of the shoulders. So let's have a look at taking a step, because until so far we've had our feet shoulder width apart. So what I'd like you to do is just to take a step forward with your right foot. So that's taking a step straight forward, but only move it the length of your foot, so that your heel is now going to go just on a line in front of where your toes are. So let's put our weight in the left side. We're going to take a step with the right foot. So we're taking a step forward just that far with the foot, and we haven't brought it in. So just check that as you look down now, that we've still got this shoulder width apart space between the 2 feet. And at the moment they're both pointing forwards. And let's bring the weight into that front right foot. So the back left leg now feels a little empty. And what I'd like you to do is keep your heel where it is, but just lift up your toes and point them into the corner. So they're kind of at 45 degrees now. So let's bring our weight back into the back foot. The hips are still square to the front, even though we've got this one foot facing into the diagonal. So if you put your attention in the back foot, you can feel the weight is there. The front foot is light. We could lift it up if we wanted to, but we won't. And now we're just going to move the weight from the back foot, just checking that you've got your knees unlocked that your lower back is nicely relaxed, so it's pointing down. And we're just going to move this weight from the back foot into the front foot. So now that you can feel all the weights in the front foot, and just relaxing there, and then bring the weight back into the back foot. And just your body will breathe in and out just naturally, so we won't look at that just now. Well, you just do carry on doing that. Don't have to move your arms, you can have your arms down if you like. Just carry on moving the weight forwards and backwards, just feeling the weight. Feel from the back foot into the front foot, from the front foot into the back foot. And each time you move the weight, allow yourself to relax everything down into the ground. We have this feeling of being absolutely rooted, we call this, absolutely rooted in the ground. So even a strong wind won't blow you over. So you've got all these roots going down into the ground. And all you're doing is looking at the full. When we're in the front foot, we'll say this is the full foot and the back one is the empty one. And then as we push the weight from the front into the back foot becomes the full foot and the front one becomes empty. And then let's just add a little exercise into that. So we're going to do, I think it's number 11 on the chart, we're going to do scooping from the sea and looking at the sky. So it's as though we bend down as we come on forwards, scoop and look at the sky. So see, imagine if you're wanting to scoop some water up from the sea. So we come forward as we bend down, as we're scooping, lift our arms up, relax into the back foot. So we're breathing in as we come up, and we're breathing out as we come down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so now just bring the back foot forward so that you're 50-50 again, that your feet are side by side. And we maybe just give our legs a shake while we're stood like this. So just put your knees backwards and forwards, so a bit like running on the spot. Do it quickly like that. See if you can get the muscles to shake on around the bones. A bit of bouncing up and down. A bit of knee trembling, like that. Just to get the muscles moving. Because although we're not working with weights, as soon as we do this exercise of coming into the unlocked knee position, then we're working muscles in the thighs. So after about 6 months of working in this way, your leg muscles get really strong. They're going to start getting stronger as soon as you start to do this. So it's everyone's experience that when we start doing this work, the legs start to get tired. So that's why have a bit of a rest in between when you do this at home. And then let's have a look at doing this exercise with the other foot forward. So we're just going to move our weight into the right foot so that this left one becomes empty, and slide it forward, just that length of the foot forward without bringing it in. So we take that step forward with this left leg. And then we move the weight into the front foot, so this back foot is now empty, and we can pick up the toes and put them into the diagonal corner. So if we move the weight into the back foot, if you look down, your left foot is facing straight forward, and your back foot is facing into the corner. So now again, let's have a look at, we're on our flexi knees, and we're just going to move the weight again into the front foot, into this left leg, into this left foot, and then back again. And although we're moving across this diagonal, you feel yourself moving from one side into the other side. We're actually moving the weight from the back into the front, and the hips stay square to the front. So the hips are square, the shoulders are square this way, even though we're moving across this diagonal. Okay? And then let's have a go at moving, scooping from the sea and viewing the sky. We're moving forwards as we scoop from the sea, and we're moving backwards as we view the sky. And bring the weight into the back leg, and we actually sit down, bend the back knee. Just getting used to this new exercise, this new movement. Now that we have this more greater space between the feet, it gives us more room to move. It makes it easier to feel this movement of the weight from one foot into the other foot, so that we can see the difference between the full foot and the empty foot. And we get used to this paying attention of the movement of the weight from one foot into the other foot without coming off the ground, without breaking our connection with the ground. So that at all times through this movement we feel secure and rooted and solid in the ground. Is when we can feel the ground underneath us. There's probably enough of that. So come back to shoulder width apart. And we can feel the ground beneath us at all times, then the body can relax. When we're aware of that connection to the ground, that feeling of solidity, that feeling of being grounded, then that has an effect on how we feel, emotionally and mentally. We feel more grounded when we can actually feel the ground. And the place that we connect to within ourselves so that we can be aware of our body is not obviously in the thinking mind. It's not something that we can think, this connection to the ground. It's something that we actually feel. And the place that we do that feeling from is from a more spacious place within us. I'll just check the time, so we're coming to the end. So just for the last couple of minutes, just like you to stand shoulder width apart, your knees unlocked, to close your eyes. And let everything that we've been doing there just to settle. Like if you had some sand in a bottle of water and you shook the bottle around, you'd see all the sand particles moving around in the water. If we just put the bottle down, all the sand particles will just start to sink to the bottom. So just as you turn your attention into your body, and you're aware of your breathing, as you breathe out, allow everything that's heavy and dense to settle into the ground. Putting your attention in the soles of the feet. Just keep checking that your knees are relaxed, that your tummy is relaxed. Just gives your body this invitation to unwind itself. Staying away from the thinking, commenting mind. Bringing your attention into your breathing, into the sensations, the feelings in the body. Being aware of your connection with the ground. allowing this in-breath to inflate your body upwards to its full size, and allow this out-breath to relax everything down into the ground. And we come into the knowing of how the body is and the knowing of the breath. It allows us to come out of our thinking mind. Just for this last minute, as you're breathing in, allow the palms of your hands to come up and turn over and turn down as you breathe out. So if you just want to take a sneaky peek at what I'm doing, the palms are up, facing up as we're breathing in. Turn over when the in-breath ends, and then they float down as we're breathing out. When you've got that, close your eyes again. So you can concentrate, so you can focus on the feeling of that. Letting everything that feels like it's being held onto to just drop into the soles of the feet. As the body realigns itself, balances itself above this place of contact with the ground. Just bringing the weight into the center of each foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time. And just allow the body to carry on breathing. And just before you open your eyes again, just noticing how you're feeling. How this 20 minutes of attention to the body and the breathing has left you feeling. Allow that to be your impetus to do some practice on your own. Allow your eyes to come open. And just feel how that feels. So thank you for your attention and your effort this morning. If you've enjoyed this Tai Chi broadcast, then share it with a friend. Do a little bit of practice on your own. Maybe just like 3 times a week would be great. And then come and join us next time for some more Tai Chi.